I decided to share this with the universal energies for the purpose of growth and healing. Also, how correspondence, the universal law of correspondence, is not being respected down here in lower dimensions. This is an example because I just shared a video of my stalker, and it's just proof that whenever I mention anything about positivity or any type of growth, all of a sudden something attempts to appear inside of my circumference to lower my vibration. But we're going to take this opportunity to educate others on the steps that should be taken versus the steps that aren't taken in order to preserve one's root chakra. This communication was to Bernadette Ferreira. I had participated in volunteering for 2 to 3 times in the course of during the demic. We'll leave the other part alone. And they attempted to pull me into political stuff. However, at this point in time of the game, after I had introduced myself to the Van Ness Association, not everyone in there gave me issues, or it wasn't never an issue for me. However, my uniqueness might have offended some. Regardless, I spoke yesterday, or I posted something about being a mirror. And one of the things that I shared with Bernadette Ferreira, which was the president at the time, that was supposed to be in charge of making sure that the people in the community were safe and everything was at peace, including inviting me to 2 different events involving the police, the 47th Street and the 49th Street precinct after the incident, and me still leaving the situation alone. And the attacks continued. All right, I'm going to read it This is a case study, all right? Okay? I requested the minutes when Sergeant Jamor Carmaback, his register number is 009500258, was welcomed as the new sergeant, and confirmation that I spoke up to determine what steps should be taken to resolve a neighborhood issue regarding a neighborhood bully. I was not given a solution and was told not to use any names or addresses. I responded by saying that police, Van Ness Neighborhood VNNA, seems to care more about Morris Park than Sagamore Street. In addition, I would like the contact name and number for the current ADA and Captain Deputy so that I can attempt to obtain the false report that was made on me. I was told by the 49th Street precinct that I could not obtain it from them, but I would have to wait for my 9/11/2023 DAC appointment date. 3, I would also like to know what Vanessa Gibson office might be able to do with regards to handling harassment, stalking, and policing. I understand that we all have different perceptions of what an incident might look like. However, I would like to restate that I did make many attempts to resolve this issue before it led to a false police report by a narcissist. The expectation has always been to ignore and keep my mouth closed. However, after the course of 7 or more years, I realized that this inaction has never led to anything other than more confusion and heightened harassment, and extended from false rumors from within the neighborhood to false allegations within the policing and judicial system now. This was September 6, 2023. The incident happened in June, where I was falsely arrested in front of the neighborhood. Okay? Another piece of information is going to be